The wicketkeeper, they said, would save West Indies cricket, played 2 tests and vanished. But what he's doing now will leave you speechless. Kevlon Anderson was supposed to be the answer. The young wicketkeeper-batsman who would finally stabilize West Indies cricket after years of chaos behind the stumps. He got his chance at the highest level, played 2 test matches, and then disappeared from international cricket forever. No comebacks, no second chances, just silence. For over a decade, nobody talked about what happened to him or where he went. Today, you're getting the complete story of a cricketer whose career ended before it truly started, and the surprising life he built after cricket turned its back on him. May 15th, 1982. Kevlon Ricardo Anderson was born in Kingston, Jamaica. Kingston isn't just Jamaica's capital. It's a city that produced some of cricket's most talented players. Courtney Walsh, Michael Holding, Chris Gale all came from Jamaica. The island has a proud cricket tradition, but Kingston is also a tough place. Poverty, crime, and limited opportunities define life for many. Young Kevlon grew up in an environment where cricket wasn't just a game. It was one of the few legitimate paths to a better life. You either made it in cricket, music, or athletics, or you struggled in poverty forever. Kevlon showed cricket talent early. He was athletic, had quick reflexes, and displayed natural hand-eye coordination. By his early teens, he was keeping wickets for school teams and local clubs. Wicket-keeping became his identity. In Jamaica's cricket system, if you could keep wickets well, you had value. Every team needs a wicket-keeper. It's not optional. Kevlon understood this and dedicated himself to mastering the position. Hours of practice, catching hundreds of balls daily, building the stamina to squat behind stumps for entire innings without losing concentration. But wicket-keeping alone doesn't make you special. Jamaica produces talented wicket-keepers regularly. What separated Kevlon was his batting. He could hit the ball hard, clean strikes, powerful shots. He batted aggressively, which was unusual for wicket-keepers who typically focused on defense. Coaches noticed this combination. A wicket-keeper who could actually win matches with the bat was rare and valuable. By his late teens, Kevlon was representing Jamaica in regional youth competitions. The pathway to West Indies cricket ran through regional first-class cricket. Jamaica played in the Carib Beer Cup, later renamed the Regional 4-Day Competition. This was where West Indies selectors found talent. Perform well here consistently and you get noticed. Fail here, and international cricket remains a dream. Kevlon made his first-class debut for Jamaica in his early 20s. The step up from youth cricket to first class was massive. Professional bowlers, longer matches, higher pressure. Many talented youth cricketers fail at this level. Kevlon didn't just survive, he thrived. His wicket-keeping was clean and reliable. His batting showed promise. In the 2006 to 2007 season, he performed exceptionally well. He scored runs consistently. His wicket-keeping had no major errors. West Indies selectors were desperately searching for a reliable wicket-keeper-batsman. The position had been a revolving door for years. Carlton Ball, Dinesh Ramdin, and others had been tried with mixed results. Kevlon's performances put him on the radar. 2007 brought the call that changed his life. Kevlon Anderson was selected for the West Indies Test squad to tour England. England, Lord's cricket ground, the home of cricket. For any Caribbean cricketer, playing at Lord's is the ultimate dream. Kevlon was 25 years old. After years of practice, sacrifice, and determination, he was about to represent West Indies at the highest level. The kid from tough Kingston streets was going to play Test cricket in England. His Test debut came in May 2007 at Lord's, the first Test of the series against England. Imagine that moment, walking onto the Lord's field, the history, the tradition, the enormous crowd. England had a strong team. Andrew Flintoff, Kevin Peterson, Steve Harmison. These were world-class players at their peak. Kevlon was the new guy, untested at international level, facing elite competition in their home conditions. The pressure was unimaginable. The match was difficult. England batted first and scored a massive total. Kevlon kept wickets for long periods. He caught what came his way. No major mistakes. When West Indies batted, Kevlon came in at number 7. He scored 13 runs in the first innings. Not a big score, but he didn't embarrass himself. In the second innings, he scored 3 runs. West Indies lost the match heavily. England was simply too strong. But Kevlon had survived his debut without disaster. The second test at Headingley followed immediately. Again, England dominated. Kevlon kept wickets competently. His batting produced scores of 15 and 11. Better than the first test, but still not match-winning contributions. West Indies lost again. The series was going poorly. The team was outclassed. Individual performances, unless exceptional, got lost in the team's overall failure. Kevlon's performances were adequate but not exceptional. He'd played 2 tests, done his job without major errors, but hadn't done anything to cement his position permanently. After those 2 tests, Kevlon never played for West Indies again. Not another test, not a single one-day international, not even a 2020 match. His entire international career consisted of 2 test matches in England in May 2007. That's it. 2 matches, 2 weeks, and then it was over forever. What happened? Why was he never selected again? The answers are complicated and reveal the chaos that defined West Indies cricket during that era. First, his batting wasn't good enough. 2 test matches isn't a fair sample, but selectors have limited patience. His highest score was 15. He averaged just over 10 runs per innings. West Indies needed wicket-keepers who could contribute substantially with the bat. Kevlon's batting at international level didn't show that potential. Second, competition was fierce. Dinesh Ramdin was younger and showed more promise. Ramdin eventually became the regular wicketkeeper for years. Once Ramdin established himself, Kevlon had no path back. Third, West Indies cricket administration was chaotic. Player management was poor. Contracts were disputed. Board politics affected selections. Many talented players got lost in this chaos. Kevlon was one of them. Fourth, he never got another chance to prove himself. 2 matches in difficult conditions against a strong opponent isn't enough to judge anyone fairly. But cricket is unfair. Opportunities are limited. Once you're out, getting back in is incredibly difficult. After those 2 tests, Kevlon returned to domestic cricket in Jamaica. He continued playing first-class cricket for several more years. His performances in domestic cricket remained solid. He scored runs and kept wickets well. But West Indies selectors never looked at him again. Once you're forgotten at international level, you stay forgotten unless you do something absolutely extraordinary. Kevlon's domestic performances were good, but not extraordinary enough to force selectors to reconsider. The psychological impact of such a brief international career must have been devastating. Imagine working your entire life toward a goal, finally achieving it, playing 2 matches, and then being discarded forever. No explanation, no second chance, no farewell, just silence. Many cricketers in this situation fall into depression. Alcoholism is common. Some never recover psychologically from the rejection. Kevlon faced this exact situation at age 25. But here's where Kevlon's story takes an interesting turn. Unlike many cricketers who cling desperately to playing, hoping for another chance that never comes, Kevlon began transitioning his focus. He continued playing domestic cricket, but he also started exploring life beyond playing. He understood something many athletes struggle to accept. His international cricket dream was over. Accepting this reality early allowed him to move forward rather than waste years in denial. By the early 2010s, Kevlon had retired from first-class cricket. He was in his early 30s. His playing career was finished. Now what? This is the question that terrifies every retired athlete. Your entire identity was built around sport. What do you do when sport is taken away? Kevlon, like many Jamaican cricketers before him, turned to coaching and cricket administration. Jamaica Cricket Association needed people with playing experience to develop youth cricket. Kevlon began working in this system. Coaching in the Caribbean doesn't pay well. Youth coaching positions might pay $20,000 to $30,000 annually. Senior coaching positions pay more, but competition for those jobs is intense. Kevlon worked his way through the system. Coaching school teams, running cricket camps, working with regional development programs. The money was modest, but it kept him in cricket and provided stable income. More importantly, it gave him purpose after playing ended. He also got involved in business ventures. Details are scarce because Kevlon maintains privacy about his personal life, but reports suggest he invested in small businesses in Kingston, possibly retail or hospitality ventures. Jamaican cricketers with any savings often invest in businesses to create income streams beyond cricket. Whether Kevlon's business ventures succeeded or failed isn't publicly known, but the attempt shows smart thinking. Create income sources that don't depend on cricket. Determining Kevlon Anderson's current net worth is difficult Because he's not a public figure. He doesn't do media interviews. He's not on social media posting about his lifestyle. He's maintained complete privacy since his playing days ended. But we can make reasonable estimates based on typical earnings for someone with his career path. 2 test matches for West Indies probably paid around $10,000 to $15,000 total. Not much. His domestic cricket career for Jamaica over about 10 years might have totaled $100,000 to $150,000. Again, modest coaching income over 15 years at average $30,000 annually would be about $450,000. If he has business ventures generating additional income, add perhaps another $100,000 to $200,000 over the years. Property in Jamaica, if he owns his home, could be worth $100,000 to $200,000. Total accumulated net worth estimate, somewhere between $300,000 to $600,000. This is modest wealth, but it's financial stability in the Jamaican context. His lifestyle today appears low-key. No reports of luxury cars or expensive properties. No social media presence showing wealth. He lives in Jamaica, presumably Kingston or nearby. He's involved in cricket development work, but isn't a prominent public figure. This quiet existence is actually common for cricketers with brief international careers. Without fame or ongoing cricket income, you live like a regular person. That's Kevlon's reality. He's just a regular guy who happened to play 2 test matches once. Family information about Kevlon is virtually non-existent publicly. No information about marriage, children, or family situation appears in any cricket records or media reports. This could mean he values privacy extremely highly, or it could mean his personal life simply isn't newsworthy. Either way, his family situation remains unknown to the public. This privacy is actually healthy. Not everything needs to be public knowledge, especially for someone who's no longer in the spotlight. Kevlon's cricket legacy is minimal. 2 test matches don't create a legacy. Cricket statisticians barely acknowledge his existence. West Indies cricket histories don't mention him. He's a footnote at best, a name in a scorebook that almost nobody remembers. This is harsh but true. In cricket, you're remembered for sustained success or spectacular moments. Kevlon had neither. His legacy is essentially non-existent except among those who played with him or watched those 2 tests. But maybe legacy doesn't matter. Kevlon played test cricket. He represented his country. He walked onto Lord's cricket ground wearing West Indies colors. For a kid from Kingston, that's an achievement 99.9% of people never experience. Does it matter that nobody remembers it? Does legacy matter if you live the experience? These are philosophical questions every athlete must answer for themselves. Comparing Kevlon to other wicketkeepers from his era shows the randomness of cricket selection. Carlton Baugh played 23 tests. Dinesh Ramdin played 74 tests. Both had longer careers, but were they dramatically better than Kevlon? Maybe, maybe not. Ramdin's test batting average was 25. Kevlon's was 10, but from only 2 matches. Given more opportunities, could Kevlon have averaged 25? Possibly. The point is that opportunity, timing, and luck matter as much as talent in cricket. His story also highlights the brutal economics of brief cricket careers. Kevlon's entire test cricket earnings probably didn't exceed $20,000. That's not life-changing money. That doesn't set you up for retirement. That barely covers expenses for a few years. Brief cricket careers provide experience and memories, but rarely provide financial security. This is why so many former cricketers struggle after retirement. Unless you play long enough to accumulate real wealth, cricket doesn't solve financial problems. What really happened to Kevlon Anderson? He had a brief, unremarkable international cricket career. He played 2 test matches and was never selected again. He continued domestic cricket for several years. He transitioned into coaching and development work. He possibly invested in small businesses. He built a quiet, private life in Jamaica. He's worth an estimated $300,000 to $600,000. He lives modestly without public attention. He's largely forgotten by the cricket world, and he's apparently content with this reality. His story isn't inspiring in the traditional sense. There's no rags to riches transformation, no triumphant comeback, no building of a massive empire. It's just a normal story of a talented athlete who got a brief opportunity, didn't succeed, and moved on with life. Most professional athletes have similar stories. The exceptional careers are rare. The ordinary careers are common. Kevlon's story is ordinary, and that makes it valuable because it represents reality for most athletes. In 2025, Kevlon Anderson is 42 or 43 years old. He's likely still involved in cricket coaching in Jamaica. His playing days are long gone. His international career is a distant memory. He's living a regular life that looks nothing like the dreams he had as a young cricketer. But he's alive, presumably healthy, and building whatever life he can with the opportunities available. That's not failure. That's just life. The lesson from Kevlon's story is about perspective. Playing Test cricket, even briefly, is extraordinary. Representing your country at anything is an honor most people never receive. Building a stable life after a brief moment of glory requires strength most people don't appreciate. Kevlon Anderson played 2 tests for West Indies, and then he lived the rest of his life as a normal person. There's dignity in that, even if there's no glory. Remember Kevlon Anderson not as a failed cricketer, but as someone who achieved something remarkable, had it taken away, and kept moving forward. His net worth is modest. His lifestyle is unremarkable. His legacy is minimal. But his story is real, honest, and represents what happens to thousands of athletes whose dreams don't quite work out as planned. That reality deserves recognition, even if it doesn't deserve celebration. If you want more honest stories about cricketers who didn't make it big and what really happened to them after the dream ended, subscribe and turn on notifications because we're exposing the truth that cricket media refuses to discuss.